877-373-9766. 877-373-9766 and chat right now. Log on to thetruthfighters.com.
Fighters, you just joining us. We're talking with Pastor Manning. I played a clip earlier in the show. And Pastor Manning, I got to ask you this before we get back into this conversation. Have you ever seen the cartoons, The Boondocks?
I've heard about it. The young people in the church tell me about Uncle Ruckus, that crowd. But
a lot of people think you're Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah, Warren, I understand that. But, listen, if you look at the economic, the financial, the moral, the spiritual state of black America, it's no laughing matter that we are doing terrible. We have poor leadership, and even if persons such as yourself or Jackson or Obama, whoever considers to be the leadership of the black people, you are doing an awful job. You're doing a job that's leading to death, leading to problems far beyond any other country. So I think that for anyone to call me Uncle Ruckus really is a badge of honor, because Uncle Ruckus at least recognizes what I understand. He recognizes that there's a problem with the mindset of black people. People can disagree with me and think what they want to think about me, but what you cannot negate is that we have a major problem as black people, and it's not being solved, and it's getting
But
worse.
you know what, Pastor Manning, I agree with you. Pastor Manning, look, I agree with you. If you listen to my show, I always talk about accountability in our neighborhoods and what we're doing to our own selves. But what I disagree with you about, and maybe you're just trying to get media attention, is the angle that you're taking when you're going out and literally saying white folks is going to riot against us. The president is a long-legged Mac Daddy.
Because do you think that's?
Let me ask you this, and then you can answer the question. Okay. Do you really believe that's helping the situation, Pastor Manning, by doing it that way? Now, I agree with what you said about the deaf and the fatherless and everything else. I'm with you 100% on that. But what I have an issue with is your approach on how you're doing this. Because if you really want to help, what you do is you don't criticize. What you do is say, hey, this is the problem and this is how we address it, and this is what the president is not doing. Well, I don't have a problem with that.
For you to lecture me on how to approach it is your idea of how it ought to take place. But let me say this to you. Obama has hurt, first of all, America, and then secondly, black America, worse than you can ever imagine. The man is not a U.S. citizen now. I know.
How do you have proof of that? You got proof of that?
But Warren, he's hiding his records from school. He's hiding his birth certificate under a high-priced law firm of nearly $1 million he's paid to keep those things from us. Why?
Well, how did he become senator? If he's the senator from Illinois, why didn't nobody check it then?
Well, I don't know why they didn't check it then. I guess they never thought that he would make it to the place he's at now. But that having been said, if he is an illegal alien and perhaps the world's most notorious criminal, he is going to hurt us more than anyone on this planet has ever done.
He's more of a criminal than George W. Bush was?
Well, we can talk about presidents and leaders, power corrupt and absolute power corrupts absolutely. I'm not going to disagree with that. But I think for him to run a fraud, such as what he is doing, and to perpetrate that upon us, and then to get young black people all inspired about his presidency, and then to find out he is the most notorious criminal ever lived, is just out.
Wait. Now you're accusing him of being a criminal. What has he done criminal?
There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it, Warren. He has hidden his records. Why?
Wait. If he's hiding his records, does that make him a criminal?
What he's hiding is he's hiding something that he doesn't want us to know. What we all know is that he is not a U.S. citizen. And for him to have ran for senator and have taken federal funds, there is a law against that for illegal aliens to take federal funding. It is a criminal act.
Why haven't you filed a lawsuit if you know that? If you believe this to be true, why haven't you filed a lawsuit?
Well, I have worked with Dr. Early Tates. I've worked with Alan Keyes. I've worked with other people who have filed lawsuits in the Supreme Court. They've been denied for lack of standing. But Warren, listen to me. I mean, you can dislike me. You can disagree with my way in which I think we ought to be going as a nation and as black people in particular. We can agree on that and disagree. But I think what we have to agree on are two things. One is that we need help in the black community. We need Jesus.
We do need help. We do need help. I agree with that. You got no argument with me on that.
Rhetoric to be going on, and that there's no help forthcoming. We're losing our youth. They're killing a youth in Chicago every day. We need help. And then the other thing is that we've got to stop hiding behind this blackness massage facade rather, and saying simply because we are black, we are entitled, that somehow or another being black is some sort of goal as black in America, as if the struggles of black people are somewhat different from other people. Everybody's
but Pastor Manning, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go because I got another guest on here, and I know you got to get to your show. But I got to ask you this in closing, Pastor Manning. You know yourself that people have a preconceived notion of everybody. Just like with you, a lot of people have a preconceived notion about you without talking to you. I mean, they look at your record, the fact that you're an ex-con. They look at the fact that you went to the ministry, because a lot of black, especially a lot of young black people, are starting to believe that a lot of ex-cons are becoming ministers because that's the way they can make money legally, because they can't get a job because they are a felon. But you are making an argument that, look, this is about the black community and about black things. It's not about degrading the White House or the president. And if you're going to make that argument, I have no problem with it. But the way that you're doing it, to call the man a homosexual, to call him a criminal, to call him a long-legged Mac Daddy, that's disrespectful to not only the White House, but to black America itself, because he is black.
But those things are true, Warren. They are true. I'm an ex-con.
Did you have sex with him? Did you have sex with him, Pastor Manning?
Excuse me?
Did you have sex with the president?
Well, you know,
if you didn't have sex with him, how do you know this is true?
You asked me
how do you know it's true if you didn't have sex with him?
You asked me a question. Let me respond. The fact that I am who I am, I don't deny that. I've gone through what I've gone through, and I've gone through it simply because I've listened to the rhetoric that came out of the black community, the black leadership, and it led me down the wrong path. I'm now on the right path, and I thank God for that. But the other thing is that we have got to look very carefully at what is being taught young black people. We are failing, and to criticize me for bringing the truth, and that's what hurts so bad. You're saying that my approach. Maya is wrong. My approach is simply to speak the truth. And as I speak the truth, it appears that I dislike or that I hate or I'm trying to degrade. No, I'm not. I'm trying to heal. And if I was to speak simply as you speak or Jackson speak or Sharpton or everybody else, then we're continuing down the same river of death. We've got to turn around. And it's a hard turnaround. God knows this is. It's hard for us to recognize our mistakes.
Pastor Manning, Pastor Manning, Pastor Manning, like I said, I have no problem with that, and I thank you for coming on the show. But again, you didn't answer my direct question, and that's fine. But my direct question is, if you're going to make accusations about him being a homosexual, did you sleep with the president?
No, I did not. I'm sorry.
If you did not sleep with him, how do you know he's a homosexual? You don't know if it's true or not. You're going on the word of somebody else. Also, you're saying he's a criminal. How do you have proof that he hid the records, or are you going on somebody else's assumption?
No, I know that he has his
You got proof of this?
No, yes, absolutely.
Then why haven't you went public with this? Why haven't you filed a lawsuit?
No. There are law firms that have been hired. You can't get his Columbia College records, nor his Pendahouse High School records. They have been sealed. I have proof of that. We also have proof that you can't get his vaulted birth certificate in Honolulu, Hawaii.
I tell you what, if you can produce the proof of that, I'll file a lawsuit for you. How about that?
What do you mean if I could produce? Is this common knowledge?
No. You're telling me it's common knowledge and you have proof. If you can give me the documentation, if you can show me where you tried to get these records and you were denied access,
give
me that information and I'll file a lawsuit for you. How about that?
Warren, you're reaching for straws on this matter, and you're not being reasonable.
Come on, Pastor Manning.
You're not being genuine on this. I mean, you're
Pastor Manning. I thank you. I'm out of time for the. I'm out of time for the segment of the show. Go ahead.
We really need to look very carefully at whether or not this man is a U.S. citizen, and if he isn't, why has he hurt us the way he's hurting us? That's all I want to say. And if it turns out that he isn't a U.S. citizen, what are you going to do then? How are you going to deal with it?
Look, I told you this the first time you came on my show. If President Obama is doing something that he's not supposed to be doing, I have no problem with calling him out on the carpet. No problem whatsoever. But I got to say this in closing, Pastor Manning. If you can produce any of the stuff that you're claiming, I will happily have you back on the show and say you are absolutely right. But the problem is this: you're making accusations with
Warren,
no
don't do that to your audience. Don't do that to your audience.
Proof.
You know
no
that
proof.
There are
no proof.
Federal records indicating that Obama has sealed.
Give me the proof. Give me the proof. Give me the proof, and get me the proof, and I will happily do it. Pastor Manning, I gotta go. I'm out of time. Thank you for coming on the show again. For everybody who didn't hear it, and Derek, I do apologize to you. I'm going to have Derek Dingle from Black Enterprise on. After we finish with Derek, I'm going to play the clip Pastor Manning just disrespecting the White House in so many levels. I'm sorry, Truth Fighters. I'm somebody like this, the lawyer in me. If you're going to make accusations, at least have circumstantial evidence, even if you don't have direct. He doesn't even have that. 877-373-9766. Talking to you, Truth Fighters, right here, right now. It's the Warren Ballentine Show.